Hello everyone, welcome to the Ballarat Cup Day preview, highlighted by, obviously, the Ballarat Cup. The weather, I'm not sure what's going to happen. The Bombers saying 0 to 10 mils on the day, and they say there's a chance of showers in the morning and afternoon, so that's quite helpful. This track could either be a good 4 heading into good 3 or good 4 heading into soft 7 range, so I won't be betting early. I'll be doing my units, obviously, for the preview, but personally, I'll wait till the day, see what the track's doing, and then hopefully make some money. Race 1 is a 2-year-old handicap over the 1100 metres. Aleppo Pine is the favourite at $3, ahead of Never Enough Lego, who is at $5, $6 about for Hello Romeo. Then you've got out to $6.50 for High Strung, $7.50 for Norse Warrior, longer odds the rest. I couldn't do my ratings that I normally do for this one because they're all first starters, but I thought Stars Aligned, I think it's the outsider of the field, is way over the odds. This horse, I think it trialled last start at Evoca. Match Motors with a horse called Different Gravy, who's also in this race. It's paying $15. I think the $61 is over the odds about Stars Aligned. If Brian Lawlaw wasn't the trainer and it was C-Mar, it probably starts $10 or single figures. But because it's trained by Brian Lawlaw, not too many people have heard of him. It's such big of a price as what it is as of $61. Gate 10 should be out the back and might storm home for a nice 4th or 5th, but I just thought it was over the odds considering it trialled pretty well, I thought. Race 2 is the Emerging Stars final over the 1400 metres at Class 3 level. The clear favourite is Dream All Day at $2 ahead of Just For Show, who's at $6.50, $7 about for Denori, up to $8 for Juggernaut Joan, and Nimbus 2000 is at $9.50, rounding out the horses in single figures. No play race for me in this race. I marked Dream All Day the favourite. I just thought its first up win at Ballarat was really good in the $75,000 maiden and should be doing winning by 3 lengths and should be doing the same again. Hopefully, looks a mare of the future from gate 4. Hopefully sneak a few pairs closer and be hard to beat. My biggest overlays in the race was the 1 Typhoon Tony and the 7 Regal Secret. Not big enough overlays for me to have any units on, but I just thought they were over the odds from my market compared to the bookies markets. But yeah, in this race, Dream All Day is my top rated horse. Race 3 is a Fillies and Mares benchmark, 78 over the 1200 metres. Cleo Cat is the favourite at $3.80 ahead of Extremely Rowdy at $6. Then you've got out to $7 for Kiko, $8 for Under and Over, $9 for Zabella, and longer odds the rest. Once again, it's a no play race for me. My top rated horse, I actually marked this race $7 the field. I thought it was quite even. Top rated horse Under and Over was the last start winner at the Valley. Second up beating Coeur de Leon off a year's break. I think third up now it's ready to go well. Harry Coffey and McAvoy usually go well at Ballarat, so it was my top rated horse. Cleo Cat is the favourite at the moment. It's a good horse. It looks a good horse. It's won 4 from 4, but this is clearly its toughest test to date. I couldn't go near the price. Not having a bet in the race, but my top rated horse is Under and Over. Race 4 is Lavobus Gold Eureka Stockade over the 1200 metres for the 3 and 4-year-olds. Ferrari is the favourite at $3.60 ahead of Miss Roombini close up at $3.80. Miraval Rose is out to $6. Then you've got out to $7 for Modown, $9 for Enna's Dream, and longer odds the rest. My top rated selection was Ferrari, but my best bet of the day comes up as Miraval Rose. I think it's got I've got it as a significant overlay. I marked it $4. It's currently $6. I know it's weird not having your best bet as your top selection, but there was nothing that stood out in this Ballarat Cup card, and I think Ferrari is the better chance in the race, but Miraval Rose is the better bet in the race. $6 compared to $3.60 of Ferrari. This was the last start runs of both Ferrari and Miraval Rose in the Caulfield Village Stakes. Ferrari probably should have won this race, was held up at the top part of the straight and just missed. Clearly the best work through the line out of everything in this race. Miraval Rose lost by a length and a bit to Kin. Now, out of this race, looking at the replay, you'd say, Ferrari clearly has Miraval Rose covered, but on this day, Miraval Rose was only first up compared to Ferrari. Ferrari's been up for a long time, this horse. I know it continues to race well, but it's got to feel the pinch at some point. It's drawn gate 1. It's a little bit of a trick gate. Dylan Brown McMonagle, I don't think he's ever ridden at Ballarat before, so there's just a few little queries about Ferrari that are keeping me away from taking the price. So I think Miraval Rose is over the odds. Second up will be Fitter. Geordie Charles knows the horse well. If we get into the wet track range like soft 6, soft 7, this horse has handled that in the past. I think $6 is a good price about Miraval Rose. Race 5 is a benchmark 78 over the 1600 metres. Little Jack is the favourite at $4.40 ahead of Prince Eric at $6.50. Deacon is at $8.50. Bigolino at $9. Longer odds the rest. Now, Little Jack is one of Saminator's black bookers, and last week She's Got Pizzazz got the job done. Little Jack draws a gate to put itself in a prominent position, so I'd be advising the Saminator black booker followers to back Little Jack. However, I won't be. My top rated selection in this race was number 5, Prince Eric. Had a real good rap on it from its overseas form, came over for its run in the Donald Cup, and finished third alongside Mr. Me, who was my bet in the race. Let's take a look at that Donald Cup race. Mr. Me and Prince Eric finish alongside each other in this race, carrying the same weight. Out of this performance, Mr. Me gets a 2 kilo weight swing on Prince Eric, so I think Mr. Me has to be considered. Prince Eric was first up on this occasion, going back to my Miraval Rose Ferrari theory, and that Miraval Rose will be fitter for that run. Prince Eric should be fitter for this Donald Cup run, but Prince Eric's $6, and Mr. Me's $31. That's the reason that I like Mr. Me. I also like about Mr. Me that it goes forward and it just makes its own luck out in the lead. Its pet distance is 1600 metres. I hope he can roll to the front, and although Ballarat has a long straight and it'll be hard to hold on, I just think at $31, it's worth something on, so 0.25 units to win for me on Mr. Me, but the top rated selection on my ratings was Prince Eric. Race 6 is a benchmark 74 over the 1100 metres. Only 2 horses in single figures in this race. Fickle at $3.40 and Fishin' at $8.50. Longer odds the rest. No play race for me in this race. Happy to stay out. I actually marked Fickle the favourite, but it's drawn gate 20 of 20, and that's not great. So I've elevated Fishin' to top pick. Very consistent Fishin'. Probably should have won last start behind Harry Got Styles. Draws for a cosy run in behind the speed again from gate 4 for Jai McNeil, and I think Fishin' should be running a pretty good race. Fickle, I think it's a good horse, but not sure where it gets to from gate 20. It's that time of the week, it's last man standing, and for the last time for this competition, we look at the leaderboard, or at least for this spring, and Sammy's in front. He's looking for his three-peat of last man standing competitions. He's in front by $26 on Geordie, and then it's Cole, me, Sky High Horse Racing, and Braden. The big finale of the last man standing, and I've only got half the boys' bets in, including myself. So we'll start with what Sammy's doing. He's going to have 50 to place, Rose Hill, race 7, number 7, Drift Net, playing it very stylishly. I'm going to have, I need to do something, and it's a bit of a spoiler alert, 100 the win on It's a Wild Night to win the Ballarat Cup. And Sky High Horse Racing is having a $100 win all up, which is Dream All Day into Cleo Cat at Ballarat. That rhymes. And if I get the other boys' bets through within the next half an hour, I'll put it up on this following screen. Race 7 to start the quaddies at benchmark 100 over the 1100 metres. Mrs. Chrissy is the favourite at $4.40. Joyful Fortune, second favourite at $4.60. $5 about for She Dances and Bellinger. $9 for Katsu and longer odds the rest. Another no play race for me. My on top selection is She Dances. Usually takes a run or two to get going, and it's 5 for no wins and no placings at the 1100 metres. But it jumped out very stylishly last start. Linda Meach knows the horse well. From gate 1, it'll be right up on speed and be giving its all. It's also off a year break, which kept me out of having some units on it. I also don't mind Joyful Fortune, although it's off a 2-year break as well. So it's a very even race, which is why I'm not playing in it. But my on-top selection is She Dances. Race 8 is a benchmark 84 over the 2,000 metres. The favourite is Rua Kaka Raider at $4.60. Ambassadorial is the second favourite at $5.50. $7 for Shaw, $7.50 for Savoir Faire, and longer odds the rest. I marked, what's its name, the favourite, Shaw. It's drawn a bit wide, but I like two at a bit of a price here, and they're the top two in the saddlecloth numbers. The first one, we'll have a look at Bold Soul. Also comes through the Donald Cup, which is what we looked at earlier for Prince Eric and Mr. Me. But Bold Soul, this was it first up. It finished 8.5 lengths off the leader, or the winner, I should say, in Chartres, but they set a frantic tempo. It was never a chance. It's 1 second up in the past. It's 2 from 2 at the 2,000 metres. Last preparation in the Port Adelaide Guineas, it carried the same weight as Air Assault and Warmonger and finished third behind those two horses. So I think this is a good horse. Tom Preble claims 3 kilos, bringing it down to 58.5. Draws gate 5 for a cozy run. I thought $35 was over the odds about that horse. A bit of an unknown on wet ground if we do get into that wet track range. I also like number 2, Independent Road, at a bit of a price, and this was its last start run at Flemington during Cup Week behind Kettle Hill and Verdad. It led and made its own luck on this occasion, and it finished 2 lengths off Kettle Hill, the eventual winner. Drops back in class, drops in weight as well with the Ryan Houston 3 kilo claim from gate 7. I don't think this horse has to lead, and I think it's better with a sit anyway. It's a heavy track winner in the past if we do get a lot of rain, and I just thought it was over the odds considering the class of this horse. Shayar, who also was in that race, ran really well. I also had it marked the same price as Independent Road, so I could have had units on it, but I'm just staying away because of the wide gate for that horse, and also it hasn't booked a jockey yet. So on top, Selection Shaw, and the 2 bets that I'm having are 0.25 units to win on both Bold Soul and Independent Road. Race 9 is the feature of the day. It's the listed Ballarat Cup over the 2,000 metres. Poison Chalice is the favourite at $4.40 ahead of Future History. The toppy is at $7, $8.50 about for Globe. Longer odds the rest. I hinted at this in the Last Man Standing, but It's a Wild Night for me in the Ballarat Cup was my biggest overlay, and I have marked it favourite. This was his last start run in the Cranbourne Cup, where it didn't have the clearest of passages at the top of the straight. Don't know if it would have won, but you never know. I remember, because I was at Cranbourne on this day, looking at the mounting yard of the Cranbourne Cup field and going, well, It's a Wild Night just simply wins this off looks, and it didn't get the clearest of runs in the straight. Drawn gate 19 on Saturday is a tad of a query, but I'm hoping by this stage of the day the fence is off at Ballarat, especially if it's wet, and they can storm down the outside. This horse is 5 from 8. 5 wins from 8 starts on wet tracks if we do get the rain. But yeah, I just thought it had a good SP as well in the Cranbourne Cup, and I just think it's over the odds at $15. Air Assault probably should have won the Cranbourne Cup. It was 3 wide no cover the whole way. It'll be running well. Jason Holder comes across to Victoria to ride this horse in the Ballarat Cup, and yeah, I like It's a Wild Night. Race 10 is a benchmark 84 over the 1,400 metres. Flying Fizz is the favourite at $4 ahead of Brazen Lady, who's at $9. Helix is also at $9, and longer odds the rest. Also got one a bit of a price here, and it's number 2, So Risque. This was last start run, or jump out I should say, at Flemington. Pretty good work here. It chased the stablemate Le Ferrari, who's also accepted for this race. So Risque's won 2 from 6 first up. It can handle good tracks. It can handle wet tracks. It loves the 1,400 metres. It hasn't missed the top 3 in its last 8 starts. So I just think this horse is over the odds at $23. Jayla Kennedy rides from gate 12. Should be in the right part of the track come this stage of the day. And I think it's a good chance, So Risque, of winning. Might need a run or two to get going and reach its peak, but I think it can strike first up. The horse I actually marked favourite was the Open. I think if it gets back to its best form, it's the one to beat. But So Risque I thought was over the odds for the Lindsay Park team first up. Now it's time for the quaddie. No need to talk about last week because that was at the start of the video. Let's get on with this week. So going skinny in the first leg so I can go big in the next 3 legs. So 1 Joyful Fortune and 3 Sheet Answers for me in the first leg. In the second leg, 1 Bold Soul, 2 Independent Road, 3 Shayar, 7 Savoir Faire, 10 Samuel Langhorne, 14 Ambassadorial, 17 Ruakaka Raider, and 18 Shaw. Ballarat Cup, 2 Young Werther, 3 Barclay Square, 5 Globe, 7 Air Assault, and 10 It's a Wild Night. And finishing off with 2 So Risque, 5 The Open, 8 Isn't Me, 13 Sassy Boom, 14 Sir Atlas, 17 Flying Fizz, and the 20 Helix. That's what I'm doing for the quaddie this week. Now we'll get on to Saminator's roughies. Most of these I've already talked about, but there's one I haven't talked about, Eugenius. I thought it's come back very well this preparation. Last start in the Ararat Bowl was full of merit. Its run was full of merit. Gate 2 will settle right on speed, and I think is over the odds. Mr. Me makes its own luck out in front. Bold Soul, I reckon, is a good horse that's been overlooked, has some good form heading back to last prep. Independent Road will put itself right on speed, back in class, back in weight, and the claim will help. It's a Wild Night. I think is a forgotten horse in the Ballarat Cup. Will be storming down the outside for Stacky, and So Risque, first up, on speed, can hopefully get the chocolates at a big price. That's Saminator's roughies for this week. That's going to do it for this week, everybody. 2.5 units spend. I'm basically relying on Miraval Rose because everything is double figures, so we'll see how we go. Ballarat Cup Day is usually very even and hard to find a winner, so hopefully I've found one at a bit of a price for you watching along. Thanks everyone for watching along, and until next video, bye for now.